Hello, beautiful people of the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Vallen, and you are watching Random Brown Girl. So, who am I and what is this channel about? My name is Vallen. I'm 39 years old. I was born in Los Angeles. I grew up in Atlanta, and I lived in New York for 10 years. So I consider myself a New Yorker. New York in the house. Shout out to my New York peeps. What? I've been living in Vietnam for 4 years, working as a professional singer. Prior to that, I lived in China for 2 years, teaching English as a second language at a language learning center. And prior to that, I was an au pair in Rome, Italy. Prior to that, I lived in the US. I was living in New York for 10 years, working as a model and an actor. I mean, you know the old saying, every actor is a server, bartender. I was doing that to make money, but I was also an actor. I am an intuitive empath. I am a psychic channel and a professional tarot reader, aspiring astrologer, aspiring numerologist, and all around advocate for love, aka a light worker. What is this channel about? This channel is about everything. I will talk about any and everything as my spirit moves me. I'm just completely following my intuition here. My personal belief is that everything pertains to and is connected to our spirituality and spiritual growth process. I believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and everything in life connects us back to that. So, that's what the channel's about. That's me. If you want to know a little bit about my astrological chart, I have my sun in Aquarius, moon in Scorpio, Aries rising, Venus in Capricorn, and Mercury in Aquarius. I'm a 9 life path, and that makes me a pretty old soul. So let's get into it. What are we talking about in this video today? I want to talk about the importance of having a daily spiritual practice and how it changed my life. So I had what the spiritual community calls a dark night of the soul when I was 29. I wanted to kill myself. I was going to kill myself, and someone intervened and stopped me and helped me. And that's the point at which I discovered that I had anxiety disorder. I had I just said that. I had general anxiety disorder, and I had a chronic depressive disorder called dysthymia. There are 2 types of dysthymia. You can have early onset childhood dysthymia or adult onset dysthymia. I had the child onset type. I had it since I was 11 years old. I had lived my life from 11 years old until 29 when I had my nervous breakdown, not knowing that I had this. I suffered from panic attacks. I didn't know that they were panic attacks. I never told anyone. A couple of people saw me have them over the years, but I didn't know what they were. I didn't have a name for them. And I certainly didn't realize that I knew it was abnormal, but I didn't know that I had a disorder. As far as the dysthymia went, I just thought it was my personality. I called myself a realist. I wasn't a super positive person. I wasn't a super negative person. I was just somewhere in the middle, maybe a little more on the negative side, but trying to move to the positive side. And I just thought, like, this is life. This is just how I am. This is my personality. I got to make the best of this crap. And the point at which I got diagnosed with these things, and also body dysmorphia, I wasn't able to see my body as it truly was. I had a weight issue growing up, and even at my smallest weight, when I was a size 4, I still thought I was fat. I looked fat to myself. I felt fat. I had all of those 3 things. I got diagnosed with them at 29, and then the healing journey began. I visited a therapist The first person was a psychiatrist, and he wanted to put me on medication, and I refused because upon discovering that this wasn't my personality, that these were psychological and personality disorders, or as I like to say, disordered thinking, I wanted to go about my healing journey in a holistic way. So I decided to do talk therapy. I began practicing meditation. I began practicing yoga. I wasn't practicing these things consistently every single day, but I was doing them pretty regularly. In the beginning, when I started doing meditation, I kind of stumbled upon it in I guess you would call it an intuitive way. I just started repeating this mantra to myself that I made up, that it came out of my mind. And I would meditate on that mantra. I had an out-of-body experience unintentionally once because of this mantra. And I'll make another video about that another time. Anyway, so I was basically not only on the search for healing myself, but in the process of trying to find myself and find healing and live a better life, I really wanted to find the truth being God, source, love. I had grown up in a very religious household. I had moved away from that religion when I was 17. I was raised Seventh-day Adventist, and it resonated with me a lot as a child because I didn't know anything else, and I was always a spiritual child anyway, and the religion was all I had. But once I got older and realized like you're not allowed to ask questions and a lot of things didn't add up, and even though I think now that all religious belief systems are rooted in truth, they're not consistent in that, meaning that though they're rooted in truth, they have been distorted to control people through fear. So I moved away from religion at an early age, at 17 years old, and I had just always been a very philosophical person, and so a spiritual path to healing was the way that I decided to go. It also really helped once I got diagnosed to know that there were other people out there who had these things, that had overcome them, and that I could do the same. It was really helpful to know that I wasn't alone in that, and that there was a way out. And so I was determined to find my way out. And I had to have a breakdown in order to have a spiritual breakthrough. So basically, I started to learn about every religion that I could. And I decided that religion wasn't for me, but the one that resonated with me the most was Buddhism. So I did a Vipassana meditation retreat, and I did 10 days of silence, and that changed my life. And from that point on, for the first year, I was meditating every day for 1 to 2 hours. And then I kind of fell off of that. I had been journaling since I was a kid because that's how I made it through my childhood. I'm an only child, and I was raised in a single parent household, and my mom had a lot of anger within her, and she drank, and so I just didn't feel safe to really speak up, be myself, talk, express myself in any way. So I had been journaling since I was probably 9 years old, maybe even earlier. So I fell back into journaling as well. Talk therapy helped. I did that as long as I could. I think I did it for about 6 months before I moved to Italy. So fast forward to me living here in Vietnam. I moved here 4.5 years ago, and I decided to commit myself to a daily spiritual practice, at least 10 minutes every single day. To be honest, right away, it evolved to being at least an hour a day, sometimes more, sometimes a lot more. I could sit and reflect for hours sometimes. So it went from meditation, yoga, and journaling to what I like to call daily spiritual reflection. Basically, I sit by my window with my cup of tea after I wake up in the morning, and I look at the trees and the sky, and I listen to the birds, and I feel my feelings. I observe my thoughts. I allow myself to feel whatever it is that I'm feeling, and I will reflect on it, unpack something if I'm triggered, if I've been triggered by something the day before, whatever comes up. I just sit with my feelings and thoughts and honor them, observe them, allow them, have conversations with myself, unpack things. And once I committed to doing this every single day, that was the game changer. It changed my life. I mean, by that time I had been on the spiritual journey for 6 years or so. So I was, pretty well versed in the spiritual lingo and the law of attraction and the importance of shadow work and all of that stuff. But once I committed myself to myself, after I had developed this loving friendship with myself and I had become my own best friend, I just thought to myself, why not take some time out for myself every single day, no matter how busy I am, no matter what's going on, to sit with my thoughts and feelings and focus on myself and my spirituality, if only for 10 minutes. And it's given me so much peace because it's helped me heal so many things and take ownership of my feelings in a way that I was doing before, but not as consistently and deeply. It was just a game changer. It changed my life. And I highly recommend it. Whatever it is that you gravitate towards, do that thing every day for at least 10 minutes. And also allow yourself the flexibility to go with the flow and change. Like I said, I started doing mantra meditations, and then I did guided meditations, and then I did Vipassana meditation, and then I did yoga, and then I incorporated them, mixed and matched all together. And now for the last 4 years, I've been doing this thing called daily spiritual reflection. And let me tell you, if you can love yourself enough to dedicate at least 10 minutes of your day to just be with yourself and your thoughts and your feelings, it will change your life. I never knew that I had those disorders. And once I discovered that, it was like a light bulb went off. And I knew that that breakdown would lead me to the breakthrough, and it did. And I'm really grateful for that period in my life and everything that led me up to that point, everything that led me to who I am. I've reflected upon those things, and I'm grateful for them. And I have so much peace and joy, and I know that the reason why is because of my daily spiritual practice. So if I can do it, anyone can. I never knew that I could be at peace, let alone an actual happy, joyful person. And I have to say, I'm probably the happiest person I know, which is amazing. Like, truly amazing from where I came from. If you knew me before, you would know how amazing that truly is. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. The importance of a daily spiritual practice and how it changed my life. I hope you learned something. I hope you have some food for thought. And if you're not already committed to a daily spiritual practice, I hope you will consider it. And if you do, let me know what you're gravitating towards, what you're thinking about practicing. And if you're already practicing, what do you practice and how has it helped you? Feel free to ask any questions in the comment section down below. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day or night whenever you're watching this. Lots of love and light. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Lots of love. Smooches. Bye.